see what we've got. There's some rubble here. There appear to be splinters on the floor, possibly fragments from crates that used to be stored here. Okay. Give the splinters to Leske. Okay. Good job, buddy. You make a good team. That was a quick kill. I mean, all you had to do was deck the guy.
We want to get away with this. We can't leave one man alive to tell Beraht what we've done.
Yes, we gotta protect Rika.
I shall do it.
That's a good way to get started. Here's all of our belongings. Now let's get set up and evenly distribute these. Okay, so here we go. First off, Leske, you need more health. You need more health. I'm in better shape than you. Junk. I wonder. Nah. There you go, buddy. Gloves for you. Gloves for me. I'll take a short bow. You'll take a short bow. Let's see. You're the rogue, so we'll give you that. I'll take this. I'll give you this. You need that cunning. It was very fortunate of me that I stored this stuff, that I decided to keep it. Yeah, you could use some more health. There you go. It was very fortunate of me that I decided to keep this stuff over time on my person, because Beraht has not yet realized how valuable it was and how I was siphoning the stuff off, because he expects you to sell it, because that's usually what people will do, and that's one of the ways he catches you, because he knows who the fences are, they know what product is moving, and they know if something's on the not on the up and up, and they don't want to get in trouble. Okay. So you got to carry it on you. You got to wait slowly over time. Expect it to gradually develop. Okay. Got to get strong. But at the same time of getting strong, you got to be able to talk to people. Got to be able to, can't just be the toughest guy who can fight. Got to be able to talk and lead. Motivate, have charisma. This level 2, level 3. Okay. So here's how we're going to do this. Leske,
Quiet as a nook. That's asleep.
you have gifts and abilities that I do not in terms of scouting areas out. That's going to be your job. We got this thing called the bow. Given how vulnerable we are, your job, the heck, we also close the door, will be to scope areas out before we fight. Let's get that bow going. Okay. Kind of curious about something. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Let's keep going. Best to be cautious in situations like this, not to blunder into anything or run into anything. Just take it nice and slow, careful and easy. You know what's over here, but you don't know what's over there, so you want him to come down here.
Send me.
Come back here. I guess we'll see how this goes, won't we?
Yes.
Give me a real weapon. Yeah, you did that kind of wrong, but that's okay.
I am armed.
Go.
As you say. Very well.
Just tell me what to do. I'll get on it. I'll get on it. I'll get on it. I'll get on it. Get on it.
So he's dead, which is good. Okay, Leske, go kill that guy.
As you say.
Okay.
I shall do it.
Okay, this is sloppy.
It is a fine thing
Good
we've
job,
done.
Leske. But this was risky. This was bloody and sloppy. It could have been handled much better. Much better. Could have been handled much better. Yeah, they got traps. That's nice. Yeah, real fucking nice. Oh my god!
As you say.
Okay, Leske.
I'll get on it.
Who they?
Yeah, he's gonna come after me.
I'll get on it.
Now you fall.
I'll get on it.
Okay.
I'll get on it. I my fist. This say like a face.
If we must fight, let's do it
I'll
quickly.
let you get it, Leske. Good kill, Leske. Now let's sit. Take it easy. That was not a pleasant fight. It was dirty, rough, and nasty. Let's be more careful. Okay, let's take a look here. Dwarven gloves are better. Oh. Nice. Very nice. Much better. Let's go get our bow ready. Speaking of which,
Quiet as a note. That's asleep.
here.
Oh.
I
Get
am
on it.
ready. Shall be done.
Now, Leske. Okay, Leske.
Tell me what to do.
Good job, Leske.
Or the fool will stay.
Alright.
I shall do it.
Okay, Leske. Good work so far. Now, Leske. Let's take a step back and regroup and think about this.
It is a fine thing we've done.
Okay. Yeah, get your health back up, buddy. Get your health back up, buddy.
Must not exhaust our supplies.
Should be more careful. Ready?
I'll get on it.
Yes.
Let's wait for the comms. Fire.
It is begun.
Get on it. Got my back, right?
I shall do it.
Get on it.
I shall do it.
Okay, Leske.
I can't. Wait.
I am armed.
Okay,
I'll get on it.
that was good. A little bit of money there, a little bit of money there. Here.
I'll get on it.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Take the helm. Okay. Okay. Guess we'll see what this is like. Get up here really quick. Okay, Leske. Yeah, yeah. Ready? Alright. Switch out. Okay.
I'll get on it.
Wow, got him.
But you're gonna have to move quicker than that.
I'll let you get the guy, Leske.
Come and get it.
The paragons watch over me. Most excellent!
Okay, there we go. Okay. Ah, fuck. Get up!
It is begun.
Get the fuck up. I need to learn to be more careful. Take my time, and I'm not.
As you say.
Come on, let's
is
show them
begun.
what for.
Damn!
Hi.
It is begun.
This. See how your face.
Okay. This guy too.
Do it.
See how he's doing? Not bad. Good job, Leske. Oh, there's another one.
Careful! Shall be done.
Close.
Good job, Leske.
Come on, let's show them what.
Missed!
Okay. So far, so good.
I shall do it.
Okay, we've got a full health poultice. That's nice. All right. Let's see, Dwarven Helm. Better than what was there before. Should have. Didn't have any way to cast that bomb, but I could have been more careful.
Very well.
Dwarven armored boots. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, they are better. So. Let's see here.
Quiet as a duck. That's asleep.
That's a good point. That's closed off. Okay, this looks suspicious. I wonder what's down here. If there's something down here, we're both gonna have to fight it. Hope it's not like a spider or something. Okay. Yeah, Dwarven armor would do really good. Have some real armor for a change. Yeah. Don't like that place. Got a bad feeling about what's coming up here next. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay. I get the feeling that this is probably going to be a straight up fight or something.
I'm cutting the whore free.
Fuck you.
If that freak of a sister of hers can't stay in her place, I don't need precious Rika either.
You're not hurting my sister.
That the one you got all done up in lace? I've been wanting to get my hands on that.
You never will.
I know what you mean.
Neither will you.
She's yours if you want her, boys.
No, she's not.
And let me tell you, it tastes as good as it looks.
I'm gonna kill you, Beraht. You're dead.
What in sod all is that doing out of its cage?
About to kill
Come
you,
on,
Beraht.
boys. The little whore needs to learn her place.
Alright, Leske.
Get on it.
It is begun. It is begun.
So hard your
It
children.
is begun. Very well. I shall do it. Very well.
Oh, Beraht. Leske.
Let's show them.
Leske. Beraht is mine.
Say.
Fist.
Yeah. Die, Beraht. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Leske? I'll let you have the other two. Yeah. That tasted sweet. Come on. Yeah.
Very well.
That
You
tasted
see him
sweet.
there all when we're done with you? And you just charged in and sodding slaughtered him.
Yes.
You have to be the luckiest duster in Orzammar. Beraht's dead, and we're standing here. Hail to the sodding king!
As long as he never made it to Rika. That's all that matters. He said he was going to do horrible things to my sister, who I love very much. He ain't doing nothing. Now he's dead, and that's all that matters, because he can never hurt Rika.
Well, he sure was talking like she's still alive. I won't turn down the chance to go take another peek.
Don't start.
Hey, could you tell Rika I killed him? I mean, it doesn't do you any good if she thinks you're the most virile warrior in all the stone.
Let me explain something, okay? You're not her type. It's not going to work out. I'm hoping that she's found someone who she really loves and cares about, and she's going to be with him. This Balin fellow that was mentioned. I think it might be Balin. Do you really want to say that when I'm holding a weapon?
An excellent point. Now let's go find somewhere to hide.
Nothing against you, Leske, but
I shall do it.
she's my
be
sister and I
done.
love her very much. Okay, we want to take. All right. Okay. So now we got to get out of here. See what's in here. Yeah, I'm very glad Beraht is dead. I hated that guy. And he can never threaten Rika again. But I don't know if she'll be able to have her connections to her, I think she'll still be able to have her connections to her noble boyfriend. I hope so. I don't know. I'm worried. I need to find her. We may need to run to the surface. Because Jarvia is still out there. A bunch of Beraht's allies. He may not be friends, or he may be. People who depended on him are still out there. People who I cost money, like Lord Volney and others. They're still after us. So Rika and I may need to run to the surface.
I shall do it.
Who knows what's going to happen next. But we got to keep going. Let's see how this goes.
Well,
Okay. Well, we just went through your shop. Hi, Mr. Shopkeeper. Beraht is dead, which is good. So this is no longer Beraht's shop, but Jarvia might be after us. We may have to run to the surface with Rika.
You're not supposed to be here. Wait, is that blood? Ancestors, protect me!
It's okay, buddy. I wonder. What the heck? Maybe we could sell him some stuff.
You're not supposed to
We're
be
gonna
here.
need some money
Wait,
to
is
get
that
out of here.
good?
4 bits, some stuff. We might have to sell some of this and then run. It's gonna be risky. Leske can come, but I gotta get Rika out of here.
There they are! Seize the fugitives!
Ah, crap.
Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist.
Rika, no, where? Duncan. I just killed Beraht. You should be thanking me. What the heck? He was a criminal and I killed him.
He's dead? Beraht had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Beraht would have butchered us if she hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated her courage. We Gray Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Are you asking me to become a Gray Warden?
Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Gray Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This woman is wanted for treason. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people. But it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight.
What about Rika? And if I say no and stay here with Rika? Yeah, because what about her? What's going to happen with her?
Then you will be subject to whatever sentence the Shapers choose to impose. I think you know what that sentence would be. I would spare you from it, and for an excellent cause.
I'll leave if I have to, but what about Rika? I need to make sure she's okay. And it's really ironic that the job I wanted, once I learned how to read, to learn about the world and study, are the same people that want to kill me and destroy me because of what I represent, when I should be seen as an opportunity for new knowledge. But I'm worried about Rika. I want to make sure Rika's okay. So I'd like to talk to my sister before I decide.
And I see your friend would like to speak to you as well.
Yep.
Why don't you see what they have to say before you give your final answer?
I couldn't believe it when Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you. I was ready to kill you when I heard what you did at the
I
proving.
didn't have a choice.
But it worked out for the best.
Oh, Rika. I don't want to leave you alone here.
Those are the rules of the Order. All wardens leave their families
Oh,
behind.
Rika. Yeah, how are you going to take care of yourself? Piss off, Mother, but she cares about her, even though I don't. How will you take care of yourself?
Please don't hold yourself back because of me. I think, for the first time, Mother and I will be fine.
Oh.
I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return.
Wow. You won't starve?
I promise. My patron would never allow it.
Great.
He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me.
I'm happy that you're it shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't have to do this. It shouldn't be like this for you. When he wants you. What about what you want? It shouldn't be just when he wants, when he wants. But maybe you're happy like that. Maybe you're happy with him. The system is wrong. So maybe you found a good person who loves you and cares about you. And you guys are together, and that's good. I just worry. The system shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't have to do this, but if you're happy, I don't know. The system is wrong. So you found someone you love and you care about. I'm assuming you're not just saying that to me, so I'll feel better. But it shouldn't be like this. The system is still wrong. You'll be happy like this?
I am. Truly. I could
I
never make
wouldn't
a
ask
life fighting
that.
Darkspawn. But if I can bear a son who makes his house proud, that's all I can ask. Go. Tell Duncan you're ready to be something more than a whore's little sister.
You're not a whore. Don't ever call yourself that. You're not a. You're my sister. You're charming and graceful and helpful and kind and good and beautiful. You have all these wonderful things. You're not just a whore. You're not. You have respected, good position. You are not a whore. Don't ever call yourself that again. That's the problem with the system. Even if she found a good guy, it doesn't matter. The system that does this is still wrong.
It's time for you to go. A new life awaits you.
I love you, Rika, and I will miss you very much.
Those guys must have seriously cracked your skull. You're not gonna turn down being a Gray Warden, are you?
Nope. I don't want to leave Rika.
Well, don't you worry about that. Old Leske will take care of
Great,
her.
not this. You're right. I should go.
We'll go back and tell him yes before he comes to his senses.
Now, before I talk to Duncan, remember when I regretted talking to you, one of you cops? Well, take this.
Go to the surface where you belong.
Yeah, it's better than here. Where do you belong? In the rocks. Back to you.
The Wardens may want you, but you're still nothing down here.
And if it isn't for me and the Wardens, you'd be nothing, because after the Blight ended, they'd come back and crush you. And another thing.
You deserve to die for insulting the ancestors.
Fuck the ancestors. The ancestors are turds who never did anything for me. So bleh on them too. They can tell me to burn, and I'll tell them to burn too. They mean nothing. Come up with a better insult, bugger.
You're lucky they didn't execute you on the spot, Brand. I would have.
You would have tried. You would have ended up like Beraht. And even if those guys piled on and took me down, it would have been satisfying to see the knife dive into your throat and kill you. But you know what? Blah! You don't get to kill me. You don't get to see me die. I get to walk away after showing you how your system is crap and a joke. So enjoy your provings, knowing that it's people like me that really run this shit, that can really win those fights. And you, big shot.
I cannot believe Duncan would offer such an honor.
Because I can actually do stuff you can't. You're just some spoiled noble or some spoiled entertainer, some spoiled guy. I don't know if you're a merchant or what. But you couldn't do what I did, so who are you to judge me? It's so nice to see you getting all in a tiff.
I cannot believe Duncan would offer such an honor.
Send my regards to the Shaperate. Tell him to burn. And you.
The Wardens may want you, but you're still nothing down here.
And you'd be nothing if I wasn't saving you from the Blight. Blah! You're gonna all owe me.
Have you spoken with your friend and sister?
Thank you so much for saving my life. Thank you so much for all that you've done. I have, and I'm ready to join you. I've always wondered about what it'd be like to go to the surface. Not always, but after I learned to read, I started to.
Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Gray Wardens. Know that you are most welcome. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since
Thank
you
you,
have so
Duncan.
few possessions of your own.
I really appreciate it.
It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Duncan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality.
Goodbye, Rika. Goodbye, Leske. Goodbye, Rika. Life without you is going to be
We will
hard.
be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect
a royal welcome?
Wow.
I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I'm speechless. This is the human king of Ferelden. I'm just speechless. How do I put this? Where do I begin? I'm speechless. Completely speechless, because where do I even begin? It's been a whirlwind these past couple weeks, traveling with Duncan, seeing an entire new world, totally different from the old one. I remember when I stepped out onto the surface and I was so scared. I had this intense vertigo, this wide open sky, this sea of blue that seemed to encompass everything, seemed to suffocate everything, seemed to swallow everything. When I first got out, I crawled out on my hands and knees. And I remember Duncan helped me out. He kept his arm on me. He comforted me. He said it was okay. I'd get used to it. I had the most intense vertigo, though. It was amazing. Everyone treated us cordially, or at least like regular people. They seemed to often be very respectful toward Duncan, and by extension me. No more... I've eaten better than I ever have before in my life. I've been treated better than I ever have before in my life. People are so nice and friendly. We even get to... I've stayed in relatively inexpensive inns that are far nicer than the place I lived in. And here I am. I was accorded respect and courtesy, fine food, good food. I'm standing before the king of the humans. More properly, the king of Ferelden. Now, don't get me wrong. There are other kingdoms out there. He's not like the king of the world. But he's a king. A king is asking how I am doing. And the last experience I had, they wouldn't have let me go into the diamond quarter without killing me and cutting my and killing me. There's no way I could have gone in there otherwise. They would have thrown me out if I was lucky. And now I'm meeting the king, who's being nice and cordial to me. When nobles before wouldn't have dirtied themselves by even looking at me. I'm just amazed and awed and speechless. So I'm going to be as cordial as possible. I am Natia, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased
The
to
Gray
meet you
Wardens
too.
are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Ordomar.
How much do you know about dwarves, Your Majesty?
I've always wanted to learn more. Perhaps you could enlighten me sometime.
Certainly, Your Majesty. If Your Majesty wishes.
I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
I hear the king was well enough when I left.
Good. I hope to work with him as well as my father did. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You are too kind, Your Majesty. Wow.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
That kind of reminds me of how things started with us at first back in the day. At first it was just small groups, and we killed them. Then they got a little bit larger, so we sent out patrols, and we killed them. Then it got bigger, and now we had to send out detachments, And then we had to send out armies. And then whole taigs had to fight. And then they pushed us back. It always starts like this. Individually, they're not so bad, but when you get them in a group, when you start throwing the numbers at you, and things like ogres and emissaries and magic casters and ogre, oh god, and shrieks, it's... Don't be very... This isn't... You need to be very careful. You sound very confident of that.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
I trust Duncan.
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true Blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Gray Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Gray Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
That doesn't necessarily mean as much as they think. They should be more concerned. And life isn't a storybook. Life isn't the tales. It's different. He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us.
Yep.
I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
I don't want to fight an archdemon. A giant evil dragon? Oh, no. But it does sound a lot like with us, is that you fight little groups of them, stragglers, then you gotta send out patrols to fight other bigger ones, then you gotta send out detachments, and it goes on and on. Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais.
Yeah.
He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits.
Okay.
Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Duncan, thank you for saving my life. Thank you for giving me a new life. Thank you for making me a happier person, someone who has some hope and looks toward the future. And doesn't just see it in a sort of distant theoretical or hypothetical or academic sense. There goes the best friend I've ever had, more so than Leske. The only person I love more is, or appreciate, is Rika. Thank you, Duncan. I mean, since we left Orzammar, it's been such a change. The whole, look at that beautiful yet forbidding blue. At first it seems just so overwhelming and overpowering, yet awe-inspiring and stirring. It truly is beautiful, but it was so terrifying at first. But now that you've been outside, I've gotten used to it. Really surprising, and from what I can remember of Dust Town, it often seems so claustrophobic compared to this. And everyone has treated me so much better, with so much kindness. It's so much better to be there than it is to be here, I should say, than to be there. The food's better. Everyone is respectful. People treat you normally. It's nice. There's just one thing. There's only one thing that Orzammar has, even Dust Town has, that's better than being up top. particularly once you get used to it. And the air feels better. And books. I've been able to read so much and learn so much. There's one thing that's bothering me. You know, up here, if I'd been born up here, I could have become a scholar. There's so many opportunities and limitlessness, and it just feels so free as opposed to the closed, confining spaces of Orzammar, particularly Dusttown. And to that end, let's read. Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. Their first blight. Theridanes 8:7. The false dragon gods of the Devinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. If, in fact, he's the one responsible for it. But it sounds better than the than the dwarven thing, which is, oh, they came from the stone. They just did. Bad stone. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly to it into a torch, flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? That just could be a religious story, some superstition. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. I don't want to fight a dragon. I am not capable of fighting a dragon. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors, there are werewolves, I hope we don't run into them, and a hound on every doorstep. A powerful Arl of the Elamari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the Chaser Wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside, and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams, and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old Chaser woman found her sons all dead at their Arl's blades. She pulled one of those blades from her one son's heart, and plunged it into her own chest. Ouch! Cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say that they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. Well, that was a cheery story. I gotta be honest. After everything I've been through, I prefer a cheery story. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Kokari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The Chasered Wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the Chased eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend, which may or may not be true. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Kokari Wilds. There's nothing beyond. The wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need to be said? Oh, there's probably more going on than that. From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alice, Chartry Scholar, 918 Dragon. In the end, I guess the story wasn't so bad. I'm glad I read it. That's all that matters. Logain Mactir. It takes more than legends to win a battle. That's very true. I like that attitude. That's very true. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Elysian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the heralded ideals of hard work and independence. So he worked his way up. Good for him. I'd hoped for a war like the tales, a king riding with the fabled Gray Wardens against a tainted god. That ain't reality, kid. Stop it. I'm glad we've got Logade so far, who seems to have more sets. So, although I don't know anything about the guy, other than what I read. Son of the legendary King Merrick Theron, Caled was the first heralded king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Adora. So here's the one thing I don't like. The architecture. It's terrible. It's so inferior to Dwarven architecture. Dwarven architecture is amazing compared to this stuff. I mean, this was created by human mages, I think. So they magicked it up. But look at it. It's fallen apart. It's in disrepair.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Make her watch over you as well. Everyone is so nice. But look at that. See that? Tilting like that? It's not properly crumbling or falling. It's it's tilted over. God. Ancestor. Well, piss on the ancestors and the paragons. I have to find something new to swear oaths by. Maybe the elven gods or something like that.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Make her watch over you as well. Oh, look. Got some of this alphabet. I think you can make healing potions from that, from what I've read.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Make her watch over you as well.
As you say.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Now the view is certainly impressive. It is quite a primeval and magnificent forest. I mean, it's just vast. It seems to be endless and go on forever. And then there are mountains, which do look beautiful, have a desolate, rugged beauty on the outside. They're fine peaks and Alps. And that sun. Man, seeing the sun for the first time. Really seeing it. Was amazing. How the yellow is framed and contrast, or gold I would say. Not yellow, gold. Is framed and contrasted by the blue. How they sort of feed into each other. It can be tough to see where one ends and the other begins. Well, you can see where the sun definitely begins and ends. But in terms of how its rays spread out and gently dissipate as the blue of the sky comes into it. Stunning. But there is a fundamental problem, and that is this architecture. It's just awful. Human architecture. It's fallen down. It's pathetic. Oh man, they need dwarven architecture. I mean, look at this. This is their idea of a fortress. It's pathetic. Look at that thing lead. Fallen apart, flimsy.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Make her watch. Your maker watch over you as well.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Your maker watch over you as well. I just like people being civil to me. It's so nice to talk to people and say hello, and they're nice. But this architecture needs so much work. Oh, it's awful.
Today, 2 units of men arrive every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Tarn worries that may not be enough.
Yeah.
Today, 2 units of men arrived every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Tarn worries that may not be enough.
Maybe it won't be. From what the stories I've heard about the Darkspawn, it's not a pleasant sight. Well, that doesn't look so bad. Compared to that. Is that the same kind of architecture? Is that different? I don't care what anyone says. just, yeah, that human architecture is that, yeah. This looks better.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
Okay. What is the Tower of Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
This is a pretty large ruin.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
Why is the tower off limits?
By orders of Tern Logain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
I should go.
Make us speed your steps.
Alright, we need to get something clear. Okay, alright, fine. I can believe that that's Dwarven. But not the rest of this. The rest of this is not Dwarven. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, that's Dwarven big. Because look at it. It's still standing, solid, powerful, sturdy, reliable, remorseless, and relentless. Eternal, immovable, indefeatable, indefatigable, indomitable. That is Dwarven. I can believe that that tower is. But the rest of this place? Nah, this is human. It's too flimsy and weak. It's graceful, but too delicate. It doesn't have the firm solidity and steadfast robustness of solid Dwarven architecture. Most of this stuff, it was Tevinter magicked. It is not Dwarven made. Okay? And that includes this thing. Okay? Yeah, on the base of the ground, it has the outside look, kind of the Tower of Ishal. But that is not Dwarven make. I don't care what anyone says. This is not Dwarven. That's Dwarven, yeah, because it's standing proudly after all this time. It stood the test of time. But this is something the humans copied from it. This is just some human thing that they made. This is not Dwarven make. I don't care what anyone says. I refuse to acknowledge that. This is not Dwarven. This is human. That's Dwarven. You know, even the delicate part of the top still stands because it's that powerful. But the humans tried to copy it. Blah, it's garbage. It fell apart. But not good old steadfast Dwarven big. Powerful, robust, and eternal. And that thing right here, that's interesting. I think that was just a little tower that the dwarves built to try to educate humans how to build properly. You know, they said, all right, humans, see if you can do this. And of course, look at it. The humans couldn't. That was just an experimental tower that the dwarves made. Yeah, that's Dwarven. Yeah, I can believe that. But this? Nah, this is not Dwarven. Blah. Don't feed me fables. Anyway, let's check the other side out. But no, this is not Dwarven. Okay, yeah, the Tower of Ishal, that cute little tower, I can believe that that's Dwarven. The Tower of Ishal, this cute little tower, yeah, that can be Dwarven. But not this. This is not Dwarven. Nah, this is human crap. I'm afraid to walk over there and have it fall over. Dwarven, yes. Dwarven, yeah. Human. 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 Dwarven. Human.
Maker watch over you, my lady.
Your maker watch over you as well. I don't know if I believe in him, but it's always pays to be nice. Yeah, this is human. It's not Dwarven.
Hail, you must be the Gray Warden recruit.
Hello,
Duncan
sir.
brought.
Pleasure to meet you.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Wow, it's such a change from Orzammar. People just politely coming up to me saying, may I help you? Certainly, sir. Thank you so much. So much different, so much better. I'm glad I left. Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tern Logain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Gray Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Mages? You have magic users here? Cool, that's fascinating. I could learn some more about the Chantry too. But magic users, people that can actually use magic, like humans and elves, because we can't. Yeah. The Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even.
I don't know
They're to
anything
the north
about
of
them.
here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Yeah, that's right. Like, mages and Templars don't quite get along, or they have a relationship, but it's strained because, like, the Templars watch the mages so they don't go bad. The Tranquil, I don't know what that is at all. I've never heard of that before. Maybe I have, but I don't remember. Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death.
Oh, no.
Terrible.
That's terrible. It's sad. Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
The Terran's right to be concerned. What if an assassin comes after him? Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster. He's just a bit to the northwest.
Thanks. Want to ask you something else?
Go on, then.
Where is Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
Okay. I'm looking for a Gray Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
Okay. I'll be on my way. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you, then.
Yeah, maybe I can learn something about mages. I mean, this is a whole new world. Like I've never experienced or seen before. It's amazing. I'm very glad that I left Orzammar. I hope I never have to go back. I never want to go back. I love Rika. I want to see Rika. But other than that, I never want to go back.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
Oh, so these are mages performing magic.
The mages must not be interrupted.
Oh,
Their spirits are in the Fade.
The Fade?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead. Or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed. Not even by Gray Wardens.
Okay, see, the Fade is the land of the dreams? See, dwarves don't dream. Maybe that's why we can't do magic, but we seriously don't go dream. Basically, you go to bed, you get comfortable, you have a comfortable sleep, and when you're asleep, it's all black. You don't see nothing, you don't dream nothing, it's just all black. And then you wake up. But evidently you dream. I think that's like having hallucinations when you sleep. When you sleep, you have hallucinations and you see things. A lot of times it sounds like nonsense. I actually am glad I don't dream because it sounds scary to have hallucinations, because what if you have bad hallucinations? Do you freak out and attack somebody? But I guess that's part of why they're able to perform magic. In any event, I apologize. I'll go elsewhere.
Hail to you.
Hail to you as well.
We stand here in this hour, good folk.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud.
Thank you
Allow
very
me
much.
to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
You're a mage? Wow. You could perform magic. It's too bad we dwarves don't have magic to fight the Darkspawn. Pleased to meet you.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
It is not luck, but skill that will save us.
And I'm sure you have plenty of that to offer.
Thank you.
To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
Honestly, even though I've read some stuff about it, not that much. She probably knows more, so let's see what she says. I am a dwarf after all.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
Are darks... What's the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
Wait. So they broke into the Maker's home. They did a home invasion or burglary or whatever. He got mad. And he threw him back to Earth. And they landed in the dwarves' backyard and destroyed our civilization. Gee, thanks, Mr. Baker. I really appreciate that. I mean, seriously, come on. So all the peoples, the preacher, the chantry sisters and stuff, they've all been really nice. I really appreciate that. The brothers and stuff, and the sisters, you know, the priests, or priestesses more properly. All these people who worship the Maker have been really nice, but basically the Maker threw all of these guys down in the backyard of my civilization. What did we ever do to the Maker? We didn't break into his home. Why couldn't he have thrown him on the Tevinter Imperium and just there and left us alone? Why did we have to get involved in this and have like half of our civilization or more get destroyed over the eons? But who knows if it's even true? Is that true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
True. At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Yes.
Death is no failure, my friend. To find you, your king, death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go without blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Thanks, Wynn. Much appreciated. Anything else?
Back again? Don't the Gray Wardens need you?
Okay, Mom.
Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle, and I won't be distracted.
Okay. I'm not going to talk to them. They're praying.
Hail to you.
Hail to you as well.
Well met.
Well met as well.
How do you do?
Just fine yourself. I won't bother the ones praying.
Hail, Gray Warden.
Hail to you too.
Ostagar is a very defensible location. Even if the Horde outnumbers us, we should see a decisive victory.
That's better thinking than a lot of people, but I don't know.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
Okay. What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong.
Okay.
His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood.
Oh, no.
I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
So he lost his owner, and he's sick. Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart
Wow,
and
mage
understand what
dogs,
they're
mage
told.
puppies.
They can remember and carry out complex orders.
Wow.
Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
Could he be imprinted on me?
We can try, but first we need to muzzle and medicate him.
Okay. Why do you think I could muzzle him?
You're a Grey Warden, or soon will be. All wardens are immune to the Darkspawn taint.
True.
The most you have to worry about is some tooth marks.
Mage puppies. The closest thing we have to this are Bronto, and they're essentially beasts of burden. They're basically for carrying stuff. You can train them to charge and trample, but they're not that intelligent. They're basically just animals, like a bear or wolf or dog. But these Mabari sound sentient. Essentially, like another person in terms of their intellect and capabilities. You know what? I'll give it a shot. I feel sorry for the pup who lost his master. And he's dying.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want him to die. The dog looks up at you respectfully. Oh, he cocked his head. He understands. He's so smart. He's asking a question. It was a quizzical look. He's like, who are you and what are you doing? The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. Oh, this animal was very ill. Poor mage puppy. I want to help you. Let's put the muzzle on you, okay? It's alright. The barbarian growls. Okay.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come
Good.
to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I don't know, but I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
Okay. Where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
Okay. He's busy taking care of the puppies. Will the dog be alright without it? I doubt it.
If he doesn't get it, chances are...
We gotta get that. I hope we get to find that. I'll see if I can find it. I hope so.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor
Yeah.
friend.
Puppy. You're so cute. You're stout and stocky and robust and solid. You're like a dwarf on a four-legged dwarf. You're cool. Yeah, you're built sturdy and strong. More puppies. They look a little greasy, but maybe that's some sort of medical treatment. I hope you guys all turn out okay. Yeah, maybe these guys are just getting treated. Maybe that's why they look greasy. I don't know. But puppy, be okay.
If you have business with the Ash Warriors, I suggest you speak to our commander.
Okay.
Please do not disturb our hounds. We feed them well tonight, or it may be their last.
We are preparing for battle. This is a solemn time for us.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Gray Wardens. A respectable decision.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Everyone has such a positive attitude toward me and the duty I'm performing. Night and day from Orzammar. If it wasn't for Rika, I would not regret anything. And the architecture. Orzammar has better architecture. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Not many dwarves would come to the surface gladly. Maybe things have changed. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors, as you should well know.
Oh, wow. These are humans that trained with the Dwarven Berserker Warriors. Cool. Awesome.
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Luthias the Dwarf Son. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind,
I heard of this
long
guy.
ago.
I read about it. So you are the same as Berserkers in Orzammar? I don't think so because of the dogs, and they don't seem to wear heavy armor.
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds.
That's
That is
awesome.
our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts
that's
me with
beautiful.
his.
Is a dog that good in combat? I'm sure he is, but...
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Yeah. I've never actually seen one of those things, other than pictures. I think a couple pictures in a book. What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
I hope he survives. That's too bad. I hope he survives. Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects.
Okay.
The Wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
That's obviously wrong, and I'm not going to insult him by saying that. Why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies. But the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
That's smart. That works really well. It's sort of like having flags or insignia or markers to identify which unit you're with. That's very good. But what if the enemy painted with caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
No. Absolutely not.
Good. I hear death is unpleasant.
I like you guys. That's a nice dry set of military humor. That's dry and dour and cynical and dark. I love it. Good job. Yeah, it is unpleasant. I get the picture, and I wouldn't do it otherwise.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
On the one hand, it's too bad this happens to the dogs, but on the other hand, they do seem to choose it. They do choose their owners, and they do choose this kind of lifestyle. They choose to be warriors in their own way and should be respected as such, and allowed to live as such.
May the Maker preserve us all. They say the Darkspawn horde has grown larger.
That's what always happens.
Well met.
Hail. You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Why not?
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with Darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days. We're taking bets on who got them first, the Darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
Oh, no. Don't make bets like that. The Witches of the Wilds?
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Her daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since. Mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
Mm-hmm. And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some Darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about.
Yeah.
At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so.
Well, I hope the patrol is okay.
Well met.
Greetings.
Hello.
King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Gray Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
Honestly, I think this king worries too much about songs and bards and music. That's all fine, and he needs to worry more about the reality of this battle. I don't know what's going to happen, but I wouldn't count on it. There's a lot. I focus more on winning this battle than on any bardic songs that we made after it. But we'll see in the coming battle.
That's how the Terran feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny the Terran called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Terran's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
I should go.
As you wish.
So that's not good. Division in command is always bad. Particularly when you gotta fight Darkspawn. You don't want that to happen. That's happened to dwarves as well, when the nobles fight, or when kings fight, or tigers don't get along, or casts fight. And then a relentless, remorseless Darkspawn tide just rolls over you. You don't want that. Everyone needs to be united. See if he has anything else to add.
Greetings. King Kaelan is not in his tent right now.
Do you know where the king is?
I believe he's with the Gray Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
I should go.
As you wish.
It's nice he holds us in regard, but he probably shouldn't be drinking. He should be doing some strategizing, planning, coordinating with with Loghain back here. Not what he's doing. Oh, Loghain. Okay.
You approach the tent of Terran Loghain to state your business.
Tell me about Terran Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Marik's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Marik rewarded him by making him a Terran. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Is the Terran inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
Surely you could tell me a little about. I would like an audience a little about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days.
Oh, no.
The Terran's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Terran speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Terran Loghain tells him. Without the Terran, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I would like an audience with the Terran, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
I want to see what this guy is.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Gray Warden, I assume.
This is amazing. I can request an audience with one of the most powerful men in one of the most powerful countries in Thedas, on the surface. This powerful surfacer nobleman, and I can request to speak with him. It's amazing. How do you know that?
His Majesty could not contain his excitement after your meeting. How could I not hear about you? Kaelan's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
Yes, I've heard that.
Marik respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Marik would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. You're no surface dwarf, I can see it in your eyes. Smart of the Grey Wardens to look for new recruits in Orzammar. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
This is a smart guy. He spotted me a mile away. He knew I wasn't just a normal surfacer dwarf. He knew. He knew that I was from Orzammar. So he's educated at the least. And there are surfacers who do have brands, but are essentially have become surface dwarves. But no, he spotted me right away. I don't know.
If Kaelan has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
And if he does it?
Then simply pray.
Okay. He's smart, but it bothers me that the king and him are not getting along. A divided command is not a good command. Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Wow, I remember Rika reading about Dane. Thought he was cool. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. So it would be an incredible honor if a Mabari imprinted on me. Wow, especially after losing his own master, which he usually only pairs with for life. The fact that he would actually pair with me, wow. Possibly. We'll have to see. That's a long way off. I gotta survive the war. Or at least the upcoming battle. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. They also make great skirmishers, scouters, raiders, and harassers. That's why they're working with the Ash Warriors, who tended to have light armor to move fast, as they're not really necessarily up for a stand-up fight, but who carried heavy weapons or multiple weapons or offensively oriented ones, like 2 daggers or a double-edged sword. I mean a two-handed sword. But man, that would be quite an honor if a Mabari would decide to work with me. Ostigard, representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostigard was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Kokari Wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chasen Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the forest needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north. It proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most imperial holdings in the south, Ostigard was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Tevinter Wilders, and then as the Chasen threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostigard remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. Okay. The Tower of Ishal was dwarven built, but the rest of this place would be standing if it was dwarven. Therefore, the rest of this place, because of how it's fallen into disrepair, is human, not dwarven. The Tower of Ishal is dwarven. I will insist on this no matter what. Win. I will not lie motionless in bed, with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That was that motherly mage we met. Wynn's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors, and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynn volunteered to go to Ostigard. Well, that speaks highly of her. So she's an authoritative motherly figure. I think that's one of the reasons I'm so drawn to her. She's so different from my own forgettable, horrible mother. It would have been nice to have a mother like Wynn. Really miss that never had that opportunity.
Look carefully, man. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
You know, I've never even seen a darkspawn before.
Well, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything.
I'm a dwarf who spent all that time in Orzammar. This is the first time I've actually ever seen a damn dead darkspawn. Utterly unappealing, the ugliest dwarf-like thing I've ever seen.
Hail to you.
Hail to you too.
Maker watch over you, my lady.
Your maker watch over you too.
Well met, my lady.
Well met to you too.
Hail to you.
Hail to you too.
How do you do?
Just fine.
When do the reinforcements arrive? Are they really from Orlais?
I don't know.
Hail to you.
Hail to you too.
One of the buggers scratched me, it did.
I hope you're okay.
Have you seen one of them close up?
I just did. Dead.
There are lots of darkspawn, different kinds. We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlog.
Yep.
They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new darkspawn are coming from or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Gray Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
Good point.
My father said Tern Loghain is a hero. The king's lucky he's here.
Yep. From what I hear.
Good night for it, Warden.
We'll see. Wow, that vast, unending expanse of forest. And the mountains that my people...
The last scouting party made it back last night. Barely.
What do you mean?
Only 2 of them made it. And one was minus a leg.
Oh, no.
Said they encountered some darkspawn that was 10 feet tall, with horns as long as your arm.
Oh, no.
The injured one died last night. They said his blood was already turning black.
Oh.
Maker's breath. Where are they all coming from?
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked, and do not falter.
So this is one of their priests doing their religion thing. They've all been pretty nice to me.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker.
It is nice that they teach everyone has value, unlike the ancestors of the Paragons, who basically say that we don't. That the world would be better off if we were not even born, and that we don't really exist as people. In that respect, the guy is nicer, but why did he have to dump the darkspawn in our backyard?
Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked, and do not falter.
So I like these people, but I'm not sure about their Mr. Maker, and I don't even know if he exists. So this is an elf. I've heard of him and never seen one, or met one.
Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
No, I just wanted to talk.
You want to talk to me? I'm not in trouble, am I?
No, you're not. Not that I know of.
That's a relief. I'm one of the king's servants, which means I run messages around and make deliveries all day long. If you fall behind, you get the switch from the quartermaster. Oh, I wish I were back at the palace. There are far more places to hide. I better go. If the quartermaster sees me chatting, he'll think I'm being lazy, and that'll be my hide. But it was nice talking to someone.
He beats you? Well...
Hello again. You need something now?
No, just saying hello.
Oh, all right. Nice to see you again.
So I think the thing that why this bothers me so much is this sort of thing was normal treatment for Calcists who were lucky enough, quote unquote, lucky enough to get jobs. They're routinely beaten if they messed up, abused, you name it, treated like total dirt. given incredibly dangerous, almost suicidal jobs. And abuse was just sort of accepted, not overlooked, just as something that was normal and natural, despite efforts to alleviate and immolate it. So I guess part of the reason why this kind of bothers me is because here I am, I'm doing fine. I don't have to worry about being looked at or abused anymore. But you have this grown man, or elf, still grown, talking about how afraid he is of being beaten because he screwed up his job. It reminds me too much of home. Maybe because it's not happening all the time, I've lost my desensitization to it, except if it's of it as normal. And when I see that kind of behavior here, because of the anomalous nature of it, it really bothers and upsets me. Yeah, I guess it could be that.
So there's supposed to be more of these Grey Wardens coming, I hear.
I want this nonsense talk stopped immediately.
Coming with a whole army of them fancy old Legion knights.
If my pa wasn't already in his grave, that'd have put him there.
You think they'll leave once this is done? If we ask them nice?
If they don't, then we keep on fighting, I guess.
I'd rather fight them painted fops than these darkspawn. That howling of theirs gives me nightmares, it does.
Maker above, hear the prayers of your sons and daughters. We who betrayed your prophet Andraste now beg your forgiveness. Do not abandon us in our darkest hour. Watch over the valiant King Helan and guide him as he faces this terrible evil. Watch over Terran Loghain and give him the wisdom to bring us victory against the Scourge of Shadow. Watch over...
So this is one of those tranquil mages that I've never heard of before.
Welcome, young woman.
Who are you?
I am one of the tranquil, my friend. I am of the circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
You speak very strangely. Why is that? Yeah, there's something about his demeanor and the way he carries himself and speaks that is that is almost inhuman or otherworldly.
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
They're not feared by dwarves.
Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
That seems sad. So there are a lot of things. So there are a lot of things I really love about the surface, but the treatment of the elves. This seems really sad. What happens to the mages? I understand they have to watch out for them being possessed and demons taking them over and becoming abominations and nasty stuff. But isn't there some other way, or things could be done? How is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
Sounds like a horrid practice.
It might seem such to you, but I feel no horror. I am content to serve in my role.
If you're content, isn't that an indication of emotion, as in being happy or joyful or very mild? So you do feel some forms of emotion. Is it just strong emotion you don't feel? Still, I do worry about this. I don't believe this, but I want to see what his reaction is.
You might feel differently were you a mage.
Yes. Yeah, I don't believe they should do it, but I wanted to see a reaction. I feel badly for you.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance?
I mean, he did say he was content, which indicates a level of happiness. Maybe they only recognize strong emotions and such, but in any event, this does seem wrong. Maybe there's some different way of dealing with this issue. What is enchantment exactly?
It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves.
Yep.
The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects.
Oh.
We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff, or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
Wow. What sorts of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium.
Okay.
Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well.
That's true. I should go.
Goodbye.
I understand why the Rite of Tranquility is used maybe sometimes, yeah. But I don't know if it was really appropriate for him or others. I need to learn more before I make a decision. Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. They're people. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. And they do seem to be warriors who chose to be warriors. They chose this life. They want to continue it, but it's still problematic with the casualties. The Tranquil. The Tranquil are the least understood but most visible members of the Circle. Each city of respectable size boasts a Circle of Magi shop, and every one of these shops is run by a Tranquil proprietor. The name is a misnomer, for in fact they are not tranquil at all. Rather, they are like inanimate objects that speak. Nah, that's not fair. That's a mischaracterization. If a table wished to sell you an enchanted penknife, it could pass as one of these people. Their eyes are expressionless, their voices monotone. Incomparable craftsmen they might be, but they are hardly the sort of mages to put everyday folk at ease. Their brother gentility. But they do say that they feel contentment. They get at something that's a sort of satisfaction. They may not feel extreme emotions, but to me, I would argue that it sounds like they do feel emotions anyway, because contentment is a form of emotion. King Merrick Theron. It is difficult to separate the man from the myth, the last survivor of the bloodline of King Callahan, the Silver Knight. Merrick drove the Orlesian forces from Ferelden's borders, reclaimed the land, the throne, and freed our people from foreign tyranny. All true and all larger than life. He was born in hiding near Cathal's crossing to the rebel queen Moria, and grew up in the rebel camps, an outlaw in his own country. When the rebel queen died, Merrick inherited her homeless nobles, malcontents, and displaced freeholders, and with the aid of his friend Logain MacTyr, built them into an army. After the pivotal battle of River Dane, Merrick took the throne. He married Rowan, daughter of Rendoran Gweren, Earl of Redcliffe, and began the long, slow process of rebuilding everything Orlais had demolished during 70 years of occupation. From Ferelden, Folklore and History, by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. So they've only returned to their independent status recently. think I've already read those.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
Hopefully you don't hit on me, buddy. You're not my type, just like you're not hers.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
Well. And who are you? And who are you?
The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cook this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Gray Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Aren't there barbarians in the forest?
Chasing barbarians, yes. Cannibals, and witches too. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why are the wilds so frightening?
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
They're forcing you to be here?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Okay. I have to talk to you later. Interesting fellow, but well, he's gonna be kind of insolent. But I used to be kind of insolent. He's a lot like he reminds me of Leske.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
No, and I don't think I'd tell you because I think you beat them. Can't say I have, no.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. Oh, I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
I don't like this whole threatening to beat people, this whole thing that elf told me about how you switched them. I don't like that, but I might need supplies and stuff. So let's see. I am not going to offer to track that girl down. No way. What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see what you have.
Let me know what you'd like.
Pretty, but I don't need it. Yeah. We'll wait on that. Probably pick it up later. This is more money than I've ever had in one time. Even this is pretty substantial. You blame people for things they had nothing to do with. Yeah, I don't know about this guy. I'm probably not going to. I don't like how he treats his elves. See if there's anything else he can
Hello
sell.
again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
Well, let's wait on that. All right. Be interesting to talk to Davith again.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Their religion is really important to these people. And again, their chantry priests do seem nicer. Nice, certainly nicer than the Shaper and the ants and the ancestor turds and Paragon vomited pukers that I'd only have to deal with.
Hail to you.
Hello.
Those darkspawn can't be killed. I saw one with no head get right back up.
That's false.
Welcome to the King's camp, my lady.
It does kill them.
Well met, my lady. Well met, my lady.
Well met to you too.
Are you to fight under the other Grey Wardens? I hope to be under the King.
I don't know.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Oh, another Gray Warden. I am. Who? Yeah, I am. You've heard of me?
Not a great deal. We've been waiting for your arrival, though.
Thank you.
Sir Jury is my name.
Hello, Sir
I hail
Jury.
from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Aemon. I wasn't aware dwarves could be Grey Wardens. I've only seen a few of your folk in the castle dealing with the smithy.
Well, we're not all smiths, but okay. No, dwarves are smiths, you know.
Of course. My father was the castle smith, so I encountered dwarves through him. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
Yeah, but aren't you nervous about fighting Darkspawn?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't. As a boy, my mother told us Darkspawn hunted down all children who misbehaved. It is a foolish superstition, I know, but I still shiver when I think of fighting them. Tell me, has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
It's all a big... Davis said we might be going into the wilds.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Hello, you seem like a pleasant, solid fellow. Hopefully you'll be reliable. We'll see. May not work out that way.
The pain!
Okay.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
Oh no.
I can't feel it.
Do you destroy him? I don't know.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
There are Grey Wardens here, you know.
The Grey Wardens will die. The King will die. We'll all die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
Is it possible he has important information?
The commander who brought him here didn't seem to think so.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black
Yep.
and sick.
Yep.
Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree.
What's a
They'll
caterpillar?
swallow us whole.
Ew,
That's
sounds
quite
gross.
enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Okay, I think you might need rest. Clearly you've been unmanned and driven a bit wacko by the situation.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Gray Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
As you can see, mine are dwarven kin.
I do, though I cannot pass on the respects of your ancestors. The Maker looks kindly on all who will receive him.
You know what? That is so much nicer than back home. I don't know if I believe in Mr. Maker, and I'm kind of mad at him for dumping the dark spot in our backyard for something we had nothing to do with and destroying most of our kingdoms, when he kind of should have focused just on the Divinity Imperium and left us alone. But you've all been much nicer to me. These worshippers have been much nicer to me. I'm kind of getting a little concerned about treatment of some mages and the elves. But I will receive his blessing.
Then I bless you, Grey Warden, in the name of Andraste and the Maker above. May the chant of light carry your name to the ears of our Lord.
That is the nicest thing any religious person has ever said to me. And we don't really have a religion in the form of the paragons and ancestors. But it's a lot nicer than the people who are supposed to uphold what they're all for and what they're supposed to believe in and blah-de-blah. I mean, if I were to choose some existence to believe in beyond the grave, it would basically be these guys. These wardens. I mean, not the wardens, but the Maker. So far, I don't know what the elven gods are like. Maybe they're kind of annoying and self-righteous and fussy, and they won't let me do anything with them. But maybe they will. It may just depend. Oh. Okay.
I have urgent duties, sorry.
You know, the clothes is kind of pretty patched, I think. And that's an elf.
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle.
Okay.
I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
Yeah, once you get out of Orzammar and where you've been desensitized to that treatment of the brutal treatment of the castles, you go to a place like this, it becomes really noticeable when you see any group suffering from this. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's probably good because that preserves outrage in a way that you don't find in Orzammar.
Did you need something?
But these poor elves seem so timid. Particularly that poor girl who's worried about getting whipped. That's just wrong. You should not be allowed to do that to your employees. Okay. I think I've seen most of everything.
Soldiers of Ferelden, my sisters and gentle foes, we stand clear on the...
Maybe not all, but most. Oh, there's some Elfret.
As you say.
Okay. I'll come back later. Okay. Yeah, I think I've pretty much seen all these sites, so let's go. And find this Alistair fellow. Okay.